Like, that's so demonic and crazy. It almost sounds like early church heresy. Her story is that she went to a church and the pastor invited her to this kind of like private invite only Bible study. And he kind of framed it as like a ministry training course that would be equivalent to 4 years in seminary. And so, you know, I mean, if that were me, I'd be like, that sounds awesome. I absolutely want to be a part of that. And so he had this small core group, this kind of small influential core group within the church going through this special doctrinal training course. And as he unpacked it, you know, he was standing up there and just in a really sly way started to deny Christ's death that paid for our sins. So he's denying penal substitutionary atonement and, you know, questioning the validity of the virgin birth and whether the resurrection was even necessary in the first place, and mocking the idea that the Bible's authoritative. And obviously this was concerning for her. I don't actually remember where she was at in her faith, but I remember that a lot of the things he was saying were arguments that she'd never heard before. And so what this caused her to do was actually to go really deep into study, to kind of face these objections head on. And she ended up being a lot better off because of it. She actually ended up writing this book. I think it's called A Different Gospel. I would actually recommend it. I've got a link to it in the description if any of you want to pick it up. But it's just, I think what I found it so fascinating is the fact that there actually was a guy leading a church that we would all consider evangelical, and he tried to basically get a doctrine that claims that the virgin birth didn't happen or the resurrection wasn't necessary, and get that to fill the whole church. Like, that's so demonic and crazy. It almost sounds like early church heresy, but I think it just speaks to the fact that, you know, man, the enemy does want wolves to rise up from within the flock, and he does want to spread false doctrine. And if the people of God don't know their doctrine well, they won't be able to hold false teachers to that standard.